everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Tessy. If you are stopping by from my channel for the first time, you're mostly welcome, and if you are following me, thank you all for always coming back to my channel. So on this video, I'm going to be talking about this video that is going up and down. Like, I'm going to be talking about my thoughts. So I have someone forwarded this video for me last week. This is the video here on my phone. It was forwarded, so I listened to this video where the lady was saying that German people deported she and her 3 kids back to Nigeria after so many years she's been living in Germany. So at first I didn't want to make this video, but I saw some couple of videos going around, like, and I saw one other video that actually explained what happened. So this is why I said, okay, fine, it's time for me to just get into this video and say what I think about this whole thing. So for the information I had, this lady here, these 3 kids were not born in Germany. She was pregnant for the first son when she entered Italy through Mediterranean Sea. So the first child was born in Italy. The second one was born in Switzerland, and the third one was born in Germany, which is the baby girl. So these 3 kids were not born in one country. And here in Europe is not like in America where you become automatically citizen. Like, you become citizen immediately you give birth. You were born in Europe, in America, or in Canada. Europe has a different system of government completely to compare to what is in America and what is in Canada and other parts of the world. Yes, even here, I live in Italy. Here in Italy, if I'm not a citizen, like, my kids are citizens of Italians because their father is Italian. So that gives them the privilege to be Italian citizen automatically. But let's, for instance, that I am married to a Nigerian living in Italy, and he is not yet citizen yet, and he has the permit to stay, which is called permesso di soggiorno, here in Italy, and both of us are not Italian citizen yet. Our kids are not citizen. Our kids are just born here. They are going to give them the resident permit just like the parents. They are not the citizen of the country. So in America, if you have your child in America, whether you live in America or you don't, your child becomes American citizen immediately. But here in Europe is completely different system of government. That does not happen until your parents become citizen. Then that will give them the privilege to give you a citizenship as well. So I know we are quick to judge. I'm so sorry for the kids that is into this whole thing. For the story I had, they said that German government served this lady paper of deportation for over a year. That her husband wanted them to leave Germany to France, but she refused to leave Germany to France. She insisted of staying in Germany. I know in Europe, Germany is one of the highest country that pays for child support. Like, if you give birth in Germany, whether you are a citizen or not, they have a amount. They pay you because of that child. Probably, I'm not saying this is the reason why the lady insists of staying there, but this could be one of the reasons why she insists. You know, never say never. But from that story, her husband left Germany to France because he don't want to be deported, and he can't handle 3 kids while the wife refused to stay in Germany. So this is what results to that deportation. Like, here in Italy now, there is a law in Italy that says even if you have Italian permit to stay, and you move to another country with that permit to stay, if you commit a crime in that country you move to, that country is not going to be deporting you back to Italy. That country is deporting you back to your original country. You see the reason? So even the son that was born in Italy, the second son that was born in Switzerland, the system of government right now said that any country where you found yourself in, and it happened, you did something that will worth deporting, they're not going to be sending you back to the previous country. They're going to deport you back to your original country, which is what happened to this lady now. So from the story now, if she listened to her husband, probably by now they will have been in France and not back to Nigeria. So you see what happened. It's always good for us to verify a story before we start spreading them around. I know a lot of us caught in the motion in between of the kids deporting back, but the full story was not out, you know. So we are quick to judge other country. German government has right to do what they want to do. She was served the documents for over a year, and she refused to do anything about it, and that results for them and that results to the deportation. You see, it's not the fault of the government. For me, I would say it's the fault of this lady, and I'm sorry for the kids. And one government can't even accept these 3 children because one is born in Italy, one is born in Switzerland, and one is born in Germany. So is she going to divide herself into 3 now? Even if the country has to accept the kids, is she going to divide herself into 3 for for Italy to accept the first one, Switzerland second one, and Germany the third one? She won't do that. So the easiest way is for them to just deport her back to her original country, because one country cannot accept the 3 children at the same time. You see the mistake. So this applies if you are here in Italy, like this applies to Nigerians and other foreigners that is here that don't know what this law is all about. Like if you find yourself in this country right now, because the laws are changing every time, they are changing their laws every time, you should make sure that you start doing something that will keep you balanced in this country, because things are changing very, very well. Like now in Italy, even if you become Italian citizen and you commit a crime, they can revoke that citizenship from you. Yes. Even if you come as an immigrant and you start misbehaving here in Italy, disobeying their law, fighting anyhow, doing whatever you want on the streets, believe me, they will revoke your permit to stay, your citizenship, and they will send you back to your original country. So it's always good that when you find yourself in this country, accept what they give you, because most of the time you will see most of these immigrants fighting on the street that the government is not giving them. They will be requesting the kind of food government has to give them, the kind of house they want to live. But the real truth is that back in your home, in your original country, how many people have, if things are good the way you are requesting for these people to give you, if your things are good back home in your country, will you leave your country to another person's country? No, you won't risk your life going through Mediterranean Sea to come here. And instead of you to appreciate the fact that they accept you, give you house, and they will be paying you, you are not working, but you'll be receiving money from these governments every week or every month or thereabout, and you still complain. Why are you complaining? Instead of most of them actually appreciate it, but most of these people will keep complaining, the government are not doing this, the government are not doing that, that. And instead of them to go out to look for a job, most of them will just relax. There is nothing, we are immigrants, they cannot be deported, we cannot be deported. It's a lie. The new law says you'll be deported. And if you don't, the deportation can even result if you don't pay for bus tickets. It can lead you to trouble. If you don't pay for train ticket, it can even lead you for trouble. If you are fighting on the street, it can lead you for trouble. So many things. So you that is already in this country should find yourself in doing the things that is legal, the things that will put you in a good record, because this government, this new government, and they are not here to play at all. So this is the story of this woman. So before you start calling Germany people like bad people, this, that, or calling for attention of people on the social media to intervene on this woman affair, you should think that reason that, look, the kids in question that's supposed to keep her in a country are not from one country. The kids are from 3 different countries. So that makes it difficult, because she can't divide herself into 3. If the country, like if Germany has to accept the one that was born in Germany, they will only accept that one. And if she's ready to give up her child, Germany will be glad to accept that child, but they're going to adopt that child out, because she would not be living in Germany and be living in Italy, living in Switzerland to take care of one child. She has to live in one country to be able to take care of the 3 kids. If she were to have those 3 kids in Italy, it's going to be a different question. Or if she were to have those 3 kids in Germany, it's a different question. Or if she were to have those 3 kids in Switzerland, it's a different question. But having 3 kids in 3 different countries is no. So before anyone will enter here and they will advise you, oh, try to make children, try to have kids and kids and kids, because of the kids, they will pardon you, they will leave you in the country. That is a lie. Kids does not guarantee your stay in this Europe anymore. Believe it or not. So before you make the same mistake of this woman, try to think twice. It was her mistake that put her kids into that. Because if they were to sit in one place to sort out their life, this wouldn't have happened. If those kids were to be German, believe me, they are not that heartless to deport 3 kids back to Nigeria. Or if those 3 kids were to be Italian, trust me, they're not going to deport them back to Nigeria. Or if those 3 kids are Swiss kids, they're not going to deport those 3 kids back to Nigeria. They will have pardoned her for the sake of the children. But meanwhile, she has those children in 3 different countries. What do you expect German people to do? What do you expect them to do? The 3 kids are not from Germany. One is from Italy, one is from Switzerland, and the other one is from Germany. So this is the story. Try to verify a story before you start criticizing a country. And there's a law. There's a lot of laws that is going on here in Europe right now. Before you make mistake, and try to avoid it. Try to avoid that thing that will lead you into deportation. Nobody will be happy staying in this country in Europe for so many years and end up and the government will end up sending them back to Nigeria just like that after so many years they've spent in this country. I just feel so sorry for that kid. So before you get yourself into this mistake, before you find yourself into this situation, please avoid it. So yes, that is my thought for this video. I think the whole mistake of deportation is from the woman. She is the cause of and if she will have listened to her husband, this wouldn't have happened at all. And if you are here in Europe, try not to make the same mistake. Trust me, you wouldn't want your kids to adapt to the life in Europe here, and before you all of a sudden they will just throw you and your kids out of this country without anything, back to square one. You wouldn't want to put your kids into that situation. So before you make that mistake, before you find yourself into this lady's shoe right now, avoid it. It's best you avoid it. So that is all I have to say about this video. Please stay safe. Try to do the regular thing. Try to be legal in the country where you find yourself in. Try to do things that will put you in the right position. Try to avoid anything that will cause you deportation in this country you are. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.